Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows, just came out like June 3rd or something. Saw it twice so far. I'm gonna be real. I went in with the highest expectations. Highest. Like with X-Men Apocalypse, I went in with really low expectations. I was not wanting to see this movie. I did not think it was going to be good. And now X-Men Apocalypse has become my favorite Marvel movie. Not favorite comic book or superhero movie, just favorite Marvel movie. Right ahead of Age of Ultron. But Ultron's still right there. But, no. I went in thinking, Bebop and Rocksteady. Ooh, Stephen Amell, because I know him from Arrow. I was like, this is going to be great. Seeing him as Casey Jones. New actor Shredder's gonna be more Shredder. Krang, oh my god, Krang for the first time is gonna be perfect. So I went in for perfection, and when I didn't get perfection, I was like, screw this movie. This is the crappiest movie I ever seen. And that's a lie. It's not the crappiest movie I ever seen, but like, it definitely ruined my view of the movie. Because afterwards, I was like, okay, cool. It's a good movie, yay. You know, like, I'm going to be real, this is my second time recording this review. The first time through, I went back and watched it, and I just talk mad shit on the movie. I didn't hate it this much, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do a new review. Maybe I'll upload that one just for fun, I don't know. But like in the other review, I just hate on this movie so much. But when I saw it the second time, I went in with those low expectations, because I'd already seen it and I didn't like it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is good. I don't know why I hated it so much. This time through, you got Vern, but not as much. But still, it was a nice amount. And same with April and Casey. It was good seeing them. And Stephen Amell did good as Casey, but like, he wasn't the Casey Jones we all know. I don't know. He wasn't a vigilante. He was a cop, trying to become a detective. I found that kind of stupid. I don't really like that. Normally, we don't even get his backstory when we do. It's not that. It's like, you know, it's the Purple Dragons burned his family alive, you know, burned down his family's shop. Now he's out to punish all thugs, you know. He's not even a vigilante. He just helps. I don't know. Hopefully by the next movie he'll be more vigilanteized or whatever. Anyways, and he doesn't have the long hair that we're all used to, like every Casey Jones we've seen. Even the Josh Peck, like, Nickelodeon Casey Jones, still not incredibly long, but it's decently long. This one's just short, like mine. Like, it's real short. And I see Stephen Amell's Arrow. That's what I see. But I don't even see him as Arrow in this. I see him as this goofy guy. I don't see him as Casey. I don't see him as Arrow. And I thought how he portrayed Oliver Queen in the movie, I figured he's got to do great as Casey. He's a great at being Casey. Like, he's great in the part. Just, you know, he wasn't the Casey Jones I was expecting. I like Megan Fox more in this movie than I did the last, because she's there less, and it's not focusing, you know, solely around her like it did the last time. Still, I can't really get past her. It's still Megan Fox to me. And like Vern, he doesn't act like Vern. Well, now he acts like Vern. The last movie he did not act like Vern. Now he actually acts like Vern from the cartoon. But either way, I still picture that as Will Arnett. They changed Johnny Knoxville's voice. He voiced Leonardo in the first movie. They changed it to some guy I don't know. And I think it was my brother Chase who was saying that the voice of Raphael is the guy who's Thad in Blue Mountain State or something like that. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I thought of the wrong movie. But either way, the Turtles do great. You see more of their personalities built, more of their relationships, like how Leo thinks he's the leader and he should be in charge of everything and nobody else gets a say. You see how they treat Mikey like a kid. Raph's got the anger, and you see Donnie, you know, just being his little nerdy self. Tony Shalhoub, Monk, he's still the voice of Master Splinter, but you don't really see much of him in this movie compared to the last movie. Either way, you didn't really see much of him at all, but still, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I did not like Sheamus, is that the wrestler's name? As Rocksteady. I liked him in human form, but once he became Rocksteady, there was some times where his voice worked perfectly fine, but then his voice would like change and just did not seem to fit a giant rhinoceros. Like, it should not have been his voice. Bebop was voiced by the guy that voices Uncle Ruckus. He did good human and animal, and they both did great as Bebop and Rocksteady, but like, I don't know, I think Bebop's was better. His character was better voiced and whatnot. And I don't know why they kept saying "my man." They tried to build that as their catchphrase, which I've never seen them do. But either way, it was fun seeing them. They did some fart jokes and stupid crap, but it was good seeing them for the first time on live action. I'm gonna rate Bebop and Rocksteady on how 10 being they perfected Bebop and Rocksteady for live action, and 1 being they shit on them. I'm gonna give Bebop a 9, and I'm gonna give Rocksteady a really low 7. Rocksteady a really low 7, Bebop a 9. They look great though. They look great. Baxter Stockman, you get to see him. I love that. Tyler Perry does good as Baxter Stockman. Honestly, he's got that nerdy, he reminds me of how they did Electro in Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's got that nerdy, innocent. He just wants to feel loved. He wants someone to be his friend, but the only friends he really can get are Shredder and them. But they're not smart like him, and they treat him like crap. But yeah, he does good. The new guy that plays Shredder, you never see him in his helmet until the very end of the movie. And his costume is so much, it's not even menacing. Compared to all the Shredder costumes I've seen throughout the cartoons and movies, this Shredder's costume is the least menacing. The helmet looks fine. And it makes me mad because, him and Krang are working together, and Krang's yelling at him just like the 80s cartoon. He's like, Shredder, you better blah, blah, blah. He's making Shredder do all of his... He's like, get Bebop and Rocksteady to go out, do this for us. It's basically like the 80s cartoon again, where Krang gets Shredder to do something, but Shredder's not going to do it, so he sends Bebop and Rocksteady out to do it. It's basically... It really was the 80s cartoon now that I'm thinking about it, because they even got Stockman there. Karai was in it. They recast her, but I don't know why they recasted her. Because this actress, again, said probably the same amount of lines as the last one. Probably 1 line each. They just stood around and didn't do anything. So I don't really understand why they recasted Karai. There was no point for that. Carmelo Anthony makes a quick appearance, which was, cool. But I don't like sports, so I don't really care. But, sports people probably like that. Krang, I didn't really like him as much. He looks cool, but I don't like that his android thing, he's never in his android suit like most Krangs are. They're either completely out of it or they're completely in it. This one is has these tentacles coming out inside of him, and that's what I don't understand. It doesn't even look like they're holding on to him. It looks like they are in growth. I don't know how to... It looks like these metal... It looked like Doc Ock's arms are coming out of the stomach of the android, and just they've grown into him, if that makes sense. And he's never inside of it. And when he does try to go inside of it, he's too fat to get in. He's like, push me in. And he gets pushed back in. I don't really like the voice. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know. Did Fred Armisen still voice Krang? I thought we were going to see the full Krang army, the Utrom army. Maybe we will, because we only saw that one Krang. And he got the little spoiler alert. He tried to get the Technodrome there. Technodrome looked great. But he didn't really succeed, because the turtles. But... Krang, he was alright. I didn't really like the android suit. I wasn't expecting it to be the 80s android suit, because that was just creepy. If that would have been live action, that's scary. I expected it to just be something from the cartoons or the comics, but I don't know. I didn't really like it. And Krang they could have, I don't know. And the first 2/3 of the movie, great, but then the final battle, it's good, but it's not as good as I was hoping. They defeat Krang far too easy, I feel like. And Casey, April, and Vern take out Bebop and Rocksteady far too easy. There's a policewoman that's hates Casey and hates the turtle. She's just a female dog, if there ever was one. I don't even understand what her problem was. But she ends up growing to be a cool person by the end of the movie. Played by Laura Kinney, Laura something. I don't know. She's famous. People kept saying there was going to be a cameo, a really good cameo. And honestly, I'm not sure who I was supposed to be looking for. But please, let me know who that... It was Carmelo Anthony? I thought it was a Ninja Turtle type of cameo that would have stood out to me. But maybe I missed it. Maybe I didn't miss it and I'm not realizing. I don't know. Please point it out to me. I'd like to know what they meant by that. If you got to the movie early enough, or they had the supplies lasting, you could get these. You could have Raphael / Mikey, Leonardo / Donatello. Made me mad when I was going back for this. I grabbed this one, just grabbing it. Or no, I grabbed this one. And when I got up to the guy, he was like, do you want the purple and blue or the red and gold? No, I don't want the red and gold. I want the red and orange. You know, Michelangelo. Like, don't be coming to this movie and not even know what the heck you're talking about. And then I sent my sister Amber back to get me this one. She goes, I'll take the Leonardo Donatello one. He goes, I'm gonna be real, I don't know anything about them, so could you just tell me which one that is? Oh, makes me mad. Makes me mad. But yeah, no, overall, I'm gonna give the movie, we'll put it at, it was a lot like the second movie. And there's a part where Casey goes into a bar, and they're playing Vanilla Ice. And, like, it's really like, because Shredder has Karai or Tatsu. And, you know, Tatsu and Karai are basically the same people in both movies. They get a scientist that's goofy, you know, I mean, I guess that scientist wasn't really goofy, but he can't do anything himself. And he creates two idiot monsters to defeat them, and it's not the best ending to it, but I guess in that version it's Krang, not Shredder. But yeah, I'm gonna give it I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I don't know if that's exactly how I feel, but I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Also, spoiler, I just want to make sure, please let me know. Spoiler alert, everyone. Alright, so the Turtles, you know, April, Vern, Casey, Splinter, they're all happy ever after, same with the policeman. But Shredder got frozen, and now he's in Dimension X, correct? Along with Krang, and whatever else could be in Dimension X, maybe neutrinos, maybe more Utroms, maybe other mutants. Okay, so that's correct. They say, I'm pretty sure at the end of it, Bebop and Rocksteady have been apprehended. Is that correct? So we don't have to worry about them, at least for now. And they said Baxter Stockman is still at large, like they don't know where he's at. So Stockman's still out there, and like, is Karai out there with the foot, or is she somewhere, like, just help me out. So Stockman's still out there, and Karai and them, and Shredder. He's definitely frozen in Dimension X, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, good movie, fun movie, better than the last one, not better than the first 90s one, but yeah, still. It was radical. Until next time, stay geeky.